This is my top 5 anime movies. And on the 5th place there is Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. It's basically a vampire movie. My version is in English. I would have loved to have it in Japanese, but couldn't get it from Finland, so I have it in English. But it's still okay. Maybe that's why it's on the 5th place, because I haven't seen it in Japanese. But the English actors are okay. I have heard worse English sound actors, but they are okay in this movie. I don't think this is the most typical vampire stories that there is. I mean, there is these kind of monsters which are not the typical ones. But I like the story. It's a romantic story and story of friendship and surviving in a world with vampires, and I recommend it. It's very entertaining. In the 4th place there is a Whisper of the Heart. It's a love story as well, but I think it's also a story of finding yourself and finding what you want to do with your life and kind of direction of your life. Where do you want to take it? But I think the main character is this young girl who wants to be a writer, and she kind of struggles with it, and she falls in love with this guy. And it's very classic story. I mean, love stories are always kind of classic ones. But it's interesting for me to see kind of there's glimpses of Japanese everyday life, and I love the language. Yeah, and this is not an action or kind of a fast-paced movie. It's kind of slow, but I like the pace. If you don't want anything, you know, if you want to just relax and see a romantic anime, then this is the movie to watch. Okay, on a 3rd place there is Summer Wars. I have watched this movie over and over again, and I just love it. There's all kinds of characters in it. These are basically, there is this in this movie there is this internet world called Oz, and these are humans' avatars in that world. But yeah, but it's a love story again, in a way, and about family and friendship and family ties and fighting with like a common cause, you know, with you unite your different powers so you can overcome great obstacles. And it's there is the gaming world in it and the real world, and it's really interesting. I don't think this would be like the basic anime you usually see. So if you come across it, please watch it. It's really great. Okay, on the second place there is Tokyo Godfathers. It's a story of 3 homeless people in Tokyo who come across a small baby who is abandoned, and it's really a touching movie. They have very deep ties to each other. They are kind of a family, though they are not related, but they have kind of found each other. And the story is really interesting. There's a lot of different characters, and the main characters are all very different. There's this young girl who kind of ran away from home. There is this drag queen and this very, I think, very basic Japanese guy, if you can say that, but not a basic guy, but well, you know what I mean if you watch the movie. But he's just a guy who got some bad luck, and yeah, but there is lots of emotion in this and a happy ending. I'm not telling more to spoil it, but it's a great. I usually cry at some point of the movie. Yeah, it's full of emotions and friendship and struggle and a great story. So please watch it. But yeah, it's now on the second place. Okay, on the first place there is My Neighbor Totoro. I know many people don't like Hayao Miyazaki's movies and don't think that they are anime, but I think they are classics. Totoro has been a movie that I've watched like a million times. We had this on this kind of old-fashioned tape when I was a little girl in Japanese, and my mom used to read the text for us and translate it to Finnish, and we watched this a lot when I and my sister, when we were kids. And I love the story. It's about 2 sisters, and their mom is in a hospital, and they moved to the countryside to be closer to the hospital where the mom is. And yeah, and then they came across to this magical side of this world, and meet Totoro, which is their neighbor, but I'm not going to tell the whole story, you have to watch it. But maybe it has been such an important movie for me because it's about, you know, sisterhood. I'm very close with my sister, so that's maybe one reason. But yeah, it's very beautiful, beautifully drawn, lovely music, very good actors. I love Japanese language, and this has been a movie for me, a dear movie through my life, so it will always be my number one.